Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 3C Performing Arts Extravaganza. This afternoon we hope to entertain you by sharing what we have learned in our Performing Arts unit. The central idea we have focused on is that the performing arts are a tool for creativity, expression, and enjoyment in different cultures. We have learned about many different performing arts around the world, including dances, different ways to tell stories like drama and puppetry, and music. We have prepared 5 performances for you, and we hope you will enjoy your time with us this afternoon. The Gingerbread Man. We'll be performing a kamishibai. Kamishibai is a traditional Japanese performing art that started in the 1930s. Early forms of kamishibai could not travel easily, but in the late 1950s, kamishibai was made for a small wooden stage that can be placed on the back of the bicycle. The kamishibai man would travel one neighborhood to another, telling stories using pictures. The kamishibai man did not charge any money for the performances. Instead, he sold candy to make a living. The story we'll be telling play is a very old performing art that started in ancient Greece. Through the years, it has been enjoyed around the world. For example, the first theater that was built was in Italy in 1618. Today we are going to perform a Greek myth known as King Midas and the Golden Touch. This is a story that expresses the importance of finding happiness in the right places. We hope you enjoy our play. The 3D King. Many years ago, there lived a king named Midas. King Midas had one little daughter whose name was Marigold. King Midas was very, very rich. It was said that he had the most gold than any other king in the world. One room of his great castle was almost filled with golden yellow pieces. At last the king grew so fond of his gold that he even loved it better than anything else in the world. He even loved it better than his own little daughter. One day, while he was counting his gold in his room, a beautiful fairy stood on its wings. The fairy's face shone with a wonderful light. It had wings on its back, and it had a strange-looking wand. The fairy said to the king,
"Midas, you're the richest man in the world. There is no king that has as much gold as you do." "That's maybe,"
sighed the king.
"As you see, I have this room full of gold, but I should have much more gold. It's the best and wonderful thing in the world." "Are you sure?"
asked the fairy.
"I am very sure. If I grant you one wish, what would it be?" "I would ask that everything I touch would turn into beautiful gold." "Your wish shall be granted. At sunrise tomorrow morning, everything you touch will become gold. But I warn you, glitter will not make you happy."
The next day, the king awoke very early to see if the fairy kept her promise. As soon as the sun arose, he tried his best by touching his bed with his hand. The bed turned gold. He touched his table and chair. It turned yellow, sparkly gold. The king was wild with joy. He ran downstairs to eat some fruit. When he picked up the apple, it turned gold, so it could not be eaten. Then the king's daughter came hopping by saying,
"Daddy, Daddy, look, I caught a butterfly."
Then the king gave the daughter a pat on the back. Then the daughter became gold. The king tried to help his daughter come back to life, so he first tried to touch her. But it did not work, so he tried again. But this time, he said his daughter's name.
Marigold.
But it did not work. Then he finally said,
I give up. It's useless.
when the fairy came flying, the king said to the fairy,
Please take the golden touch away. I thought so. Go to the river and wash your hands. But if it doesn't work, I don't know what to do.
So the king went to the river and washed his hands. Then when he was done, he touched a tree nearby to make sure the gold was out. And it was normal. So he ran back home. When he got back to the castle, he touched his daughter and she came back to life. And the princess said,
Yay, I'm free.
Then the king touched the rest of the things that were gold. And that night, all the people in the castle, even servants, were invited to have a feast and celebrate, and everything was back to normal.
The end.
Our group will present a puppet show. Puppetry is a very old performing art that is enjoyed around the world. 3 different types of puppets are shadow puppets, glove puppets, and string puppets. For our performance, we made our own original puppets and props to tell our story. Our story is Henny Penny, which is a popular folktale can be traced in the late 1800s in Europe and North America. Different versions of this story have been told in many different countries. The first is The Sky is Falling, which is expressed panicking without thinking first, was made popular because of this story. Please enjoy our performance. The 3C Performing Arts Extravaganza. Thank you for coming. As our last performance, we would like to sing a song for you. The song is called Eboe Tai Tai A, and it is a traditional song from New Zealand. We thought this would be a good way to end our extravaganza because this song is usually performed at the end of a performance to celebrate the hard work that went into it. Please enjoy.